Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a first impressions video for you guys, which I swear I've done like once in my whole life. And this time it will be on Korean lip tints. Now, I often work with the brand Style Vanna, and they gave me the opportunity to try some Korean makeup. Now, as somebody who has visited Korea and has played around with their makeup and that sort of thing, I found that sometimes when it comes to things like base products, for example, they can tend to run a little bit too light for my skin tone because I'm obviously South Asian. So when they approached me to try out some makeup for my channel, I was like, right, I want to try lip tints. Now, the first time I ever came across Korean women and lip tints was when I was actually on holiday in Rome a couple of years ago. And one day when I was there, a school bus pulled up and a whole bunch of students came out, Korean students, and they were all girls. And they all had the most beautifully luscious, juicy looking lips. And I was like, now what's that? It's not lipstick, because I did do that whole getting a bit closer than I should just to have a look, obviously from a makeup YouTuber's point of view. And then obviously I found out later on that they were wearing lip tints. Now, I have been given 5 altogether, and I have worn every single one of them for every single day last week. And so today I'm going to share with you what my thoughts are based on using all 5 of these. And I was actually quite surprised at how different they all are. None of them are the same. They all vary in textures and performance and that sort of thing. So I wanted to share with you guys what my thoughts were on these particular brands, like which one is my favorite, which one is not so much my favorite, etc. So the first one we're going to start off with is the one from the brand called Riray, which is actually a brand that I'm beginning to really like. They've got really cool skincare, very different kind of skincare. And I was really happy when one of the ones I was sent was this Moisture Tint Lip Balm, and it is in the shade Coral. It's in the name, is Moisture Tint Lip Balm. So it's actually a lip balm with a hint of colour to it. Now, I was surprised at first because my expectation was more that it would be a kind of lipstick, but obviously this was the first one that I tried. But I have to say that I was very, very impressed with this one. I do have to say that the way this works is typical of a lip balm. It's very moisturizing, and you do have to reapply it at a couple of times throughout the day, but you don't actually have to reapply it as much as you would a normal lip balm. It's very, very nice and moisturizing. And what it looks like on my lips is my lips, but better. So as you guys know or may not know, when it comes to Korean women in particular, they're very much about the skin, natural beauty, enhancing your natural features, and this is one of those products that would help to do that. I'm somebody who's a very big fan of the Dior Addict Lip Glow, and I have been buying it on and off for the past, I'd say, 5 to 6 years, but it's really expensive, and that also has that hint of color to it that gives that your lips but better kind of look. But this is even better than that one. My lips look juicy, they look plumped up, and it really goes nicely with that whole no makeup kind of look. Even when it starts to wear off, it leaves a little bit of a color behind that doesn't feel drying, it doesn't look weird. It's a very kind of universal kind of fade, and then once you reapply it, it's moisturizing again, and it gives a kind of slight glossy, satiny sort of look to the lips. So I really like this one. I was very happy with it. Now, the next one is from this brand called McQueen New York. Now, this one comes in a really strange little glass bottle. One thing I do have to say about Korean makeup and skincare in general, they like to be very different, and I'm all here for it. I like different, I like unique. I like my packaging to also be as unique as my personality is. And this one comes in a glass bottle with a screw top lid, and when you remove it, it's got a doe foot applicator on the inside, which is shaped like a teardrop. Now, this one definitely performs a lot more like a lip gloss, and it is even called McQueen Cushion Tint, and it is for the cheeks as well as the lips. However, I've not used it on my cheeks. I prefer to use powder products on my cheeks. Now, the one thing I have to say about this is this was probably my least favorite one because of the fact that I found it to be more like a lip gloss rather than a tint to the lips, if that makes sense. It was quite thick to apply, and it takes ages for it to dry down. So at that point it already started to bleed around my mouth. I've already got quite generously sized lips. I don't need bleeding because then it just makes my lips look a lot bigger. It's very, very opaque as well, which is not what I expect a lip tint to be. Lip tints are more supposed to kind of enhance your natural lip color rather than kind of covering it all up altogether. Now the color is called red, but I found this to be more of a orangey kind of red. And it is a little bit on the sticky side, but not too much. It doesn't feel uncomfortable or anything like that, but I'm very aware of the fact that I've got something sitting on my lips. Whereas with a lot of the other ones, I cannot feel anything at all. They feel weightless and my mouth feels nice and comfortable. It's also got a really nice kind of fruity sort of scent, but it's not too overpowering. But this is something which is okay, but like I said, it's not my favorite out of all of the ones that I've got. It's my least favorite one. And for somebody like me, I would probably have to use a lot less of the product to stop the bleeding. And the thing is, it does eventually dry down, but it dries down after most of the product has already come off. I drink a water bottle throughout the day, and there was so much residue of this product on the cap of my bottle as well as my mug that I drink my tea out of when I'm at work. So it leaves a lot of the product in random other places. And then once it does start to come off, then eventually it dries down and then it kind of stays put. But at that point, it's already traveled halfway around my face and I look awful. The next one, which is my favorite in terms of its packaging, this one from the brand called Chateau LABIOTTE. And it is called the Wine Lip Tint Velvet, and they have made it into a plastic bottle that looks exactly like a wine bottle. Absolutely love it. And then when you twist it up and open it, it's got a nice and easy to use doe foot applicator. This is one of my favorite ones out of all of the ones that I've got, and I'm actually glad I've got this in 2 colors. And this color, by the way, is in the color called Cognac Red. It says the velvet tint provides long-lasting, elegant color as if becoming one with the lips by softly wrapping the lips like microfiber. Well, that's a very nice way of describing it, and I'd completely agree. It is velvety soft and it is matte on the lips, so there's no shininess, there's no glossiness. It definitely enhances your natural lip color quite a bit. It's fairly opaque. I can't see my lip color through this, but the one thing that I like about it is that it dries in about 10 to 15 minutes. When you do apply it, you can manipulate it and move it around. And I love the fact that you do not have to top this up at any point throughout the day. And the color and product starts to gradually fade throughout the day, leaving a beautiful, natural, like rosy tint to the lips. It feels soft, it feels plump, and it feels comfortable on the lips. There's minimal transfer because of the fact that it dries down quite quickly. There's no top-ups necessary. It's not drying on the lips at all. It feels cushiony soft. And this actually reminds me a lot of the Colourpop Ultra Blotted Lips when they first came out. They've got that same kind of cushiony sort of velvety feel, and when you apply it to the lips, it just makes your lips look absolutely beautiful, but not overly done because they're not glossy and they're also not technically like liquid lipsticks in that the matte makes them look more 3D. It definitely makes your lips look like a natural kind of red, if that is a thing. But for those of you that like red lipsticks but don't like your full-on bright and obvious kind of lipsticks, because of the way that the texture is and the way that it performs, you would definitely like something like this. And then I've got exactly the same one again, but in a different color. This color is called MAlbec Pink. Obviously they've got wine related names, and this one is a bright pink. This is like a really super bright pink, and it performs exactly the same way as the previous one. Feels comfortable, looks gorgeous. Now this is the kind of pink that when you get it in normal lipstick format or in liquid lipstick, it generally starts to bunch up on the lips and look really gross because it is that kind of bright neutral kind of pink, which doesn't necessarily suit everybody, and it doesn't always perform that well, I've noticed. However, this brand has managed to perfect this texture beautifully. I don't get any kind of nastiness on the lips, and it's non-drying. It feels lovely, and again it fades throughout the day, leaving a beautiful rosy kind of pink on the lips that makes you look like you've got that freshly bitten kind of look, and it looks stunning. Not gonna lie, I left the best till last, and that's the one that I'm wearing right now, and this is from the brand called Heimish. This is called the Heimish Varnish Velvet Lip Tint, and it is in the color called Dry Rose. I'm not sure why it's called Dry Rose. In my mind, rose colors are always pink, but if you really think about it, roses are red as well, right? So this is a red. and it is an absolutely beautiful red. I love it. Like the packaging as well, it's very sleek and sophisticated, and when you wind it up and open it, it's got a nice and easy to use doe foot applicator. What I like about this is when you first apply it, it's got a cooling feel to it, but it's barely even there, but it feels lovely on the lips. It really makes your lips feel slightly cooler if your body temperature is quite warm. It's got a very kind of lacquery sort of texture to it when you apply it to your lips, like a lacquer kind of gel, but it glides onto the lips very easily and very beautifully, and this one dries the fastest out of all of the ones I've got. It dries within 5 minutes, I would say, and it goes from looking slightly shiny because it's got that watery kind of texture to a beautiful soft matte finish. It's got a semi-opaque look to it, so that's why I say it's my favorite, because out of all of these, this one still shows your natural lip color underneath. So depending on what your natural lip color is will be dependent on how this shows up against your skin tone. It leaves a beautiful stain at the end of the day as it slowly and gradually fades, and it literally does last all day long. There's no need to top it up. There's no need to add any bits to it, not unless you obviously want to. It's up to you if you want to revive it and refresh it. But for those of you that are very, very busy people, you've got busy lives, busy jobs, you don't always have time to top up your lipstick. If you use something like this, you put it on in the morning, by the evening it will still be there but look nice and fresh, like you've still got something on your lips that is enhancing your natural lip color. So that's it for my first impressions of the first time that I've ever used Korean lip tints. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I've got a discount code for Stylevana, which is always linked in my info bar for those of you that are interested. I absolutely love these. I'm definitely going to get some more of the Heimish ones and the wine bottle ones, and these are great for my vanity as well. I really like these, they're so cute. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you've got any comments or questions about any of these lip tints or any that you'd like to recommend to me, feel free to mention it in the info bar below. Other than that, I hope you guys are wonderful and great, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.